One of my favorite books of the Bible is the book of Revelation. And while on the surface, Revelation appears to be chaos and all kinds of weird images and pictures and visions, one of the reasons that I love this book is because it is a letter written from Jesus to the church, from Jesus to his people, during a time when they were facing all kinds of evil and injustice in the world. And he writes this letter to them, to you and I, in order to comfort them and give them hope. And with all that is going on in our world, and especially in our country right now, with all kinds of evil acts and injustices being done, and people crying out in grief and sorrow and anger and hurt, we, just like the church back then, need a message of comfort and hope, not just for ourselves, but to share with the people around us, the people in our country, the people of the world. And so I thought we would look at some themes within the book of Revelation. And two of the ways that Jesus comforts and gives hope to his people in this letter is, one, he reminds them of what the world will look like when he returns. He gives these promises that says there's not going to be any more sin and evil and darkness. There's not going to be any more grief or sorrow or tears, because all that old stuff, that old way of the world, with all of its brokenness, all of its evil and darkness and sin, have gone away. And he has created and established a new world, a new kingdom, one that he rules and reigns over with his perfect peace. And that is a message of comfort that we all continually need to hear, and we all need to continue to share. The other way that he comforts and gives hope to his people and to the whole world is by reminding them that he is the one on the throne. When we are overwhelmed by all the brokenness and sin and evil and darkness in our world, we see so many people hurting and grieving. We see so much injustice happening around us. It is easy to lose hope. And so we cry out looking for hope, looking for comfort, and Jesus gives it to us. In Revelation 7 verse 10, we see this picture of heaven, and it says this: salvation belongs to our God, who is seated on the throne, and to the Lamb. And so in the midst of the world that the church at the time of Revelation was facing, all the evil, all the injustice, all the persecution, everything going wrong in the world, Jesus reminds them this message of hope by saying that salvation belongs to him. Rescue and redemption belong to him. And he is the one sitting on the throne. That he is the one still in charge, ruling and reigning over all things. And we need that message today. That the hope that we are all searching for and looking for is found in the salvation in Jesus. And the truth and reality that he is the one seated on the throne, ruling and reigning. And we get these pictures in Revelation from Jesus himself that give us a picture of what does his kingdom ultimately look like. And friends, it is beautiful. We are told multiple times in the book of Revelation that when the Apostle John looks around at the crowd in heaven, that he sees a multitude of people from every tribe, every language, every ethnicity, every tongue, every country. Because in Jesus' kingdom, there is no one excluded. In Jesus' kingdom, everybody is invited to enjoy the salvation that he brings and offers. And in Jesus' kingdom, all of the evil and sin and hate and darkness, all of the injustice that plagues our world to this day is done away with. And we get to enjoy being together around the throne of Jesus as this multitude of peoples from every tribe and nation and skin color and ethnicity and culture and tongue, praising Jesus because salvation belongs to him and he is the one that sits on the throne. And while it is good for us to be reminded and comforted by these words from Jesus, to be reminded of this hope that we have in him, we also have the responsibility as Christians to share those words of comfort and hope with the world around us. And so we need to join in with the chorus of the heavenly crowd, shouting for the world to hear that salvation belongs to God, that he is the one sitting on the throne with Jesus, and that in Jesus' kingdom all people are welcome, and all people are invited to sing his praises and to receive his forgiveness and redemption. God's peace to you.